Now being joined by, working down the line, Melvin Neat, Alessandro De Felice and Eric Conwell, who have just been running an education panel. So I guess in kind of framing the session you ran, given that risk management cuts across a lot of functions in organisations, where do you guys think the most useful type of education is for risk managers? And I should leave one of you to start, whoever feels best.
Well, I'm an internal auditor, but there's a lot of similarities, I think, between internal audit and risk management. The best place to learn, I think it's in the workplace, to be honest. It's the workplace plus professional technical expertise that you learn in the workshop educationally. So real life experience plus theoretical knowledge and how you apply it. I think that's by far the best way of becoming a successful risk manager and indeed an internal auditor.
Okay. I mean, Alessandra, maybe kind of turn to you because ANRA is very active, and particularly with REMAP. So where have you seen the successes to it, and kind of building out what Melvin said?
Yeah, I fully agree with the view. ANRA we developed since many years and then has been accredited with the REMAP a specific training course in order to allow and provide an opportunity for insurance and risk managers to expand their view into a wider concept of enterprise risk management and governance, risk and compliance. Therefore, utilizing part of their skills that they already have and getting more skills and soft and hard skills to be more able to deal in a common language with the top managers and board member in implementation of an enterprise risk management framework. And also this is very close to the current level of professionalism that we find in the internal audit functions. So it must be people that is able to deal on various aspects of economics, technical issues, understand in deep the business model of the company, the way that the profit is generated, the dynamic of the business, and put all these together for a vision of risks.
And Eric, I mean, as a business educator, where do you see the balance between kind of technical expertise and the business knowledge that Melvin was talking about?
No, I mean, there is no doubt that any manager, and perhaps even more risk manager, must have a very strong technical background. I mean, hard skills. You can't invent them. You need to really learn them. But I think more and more, due to the complexity of the environment, internal and external, a very strong emphasis should also be put on soft skills, intercultural, cross-cultural skills, negotiation skills, understanding the environment around the organization, the ecosystem, because a number of risks may emerge from places that you wouldn't have anticipated. And I would like to add, certainly lifelong learning. Because of course you learn on the spot, and you learn through your job, but there are some elements that may not concern you in your job, and that anyway one day may impact your company. So lifelong learning, I think, is an obligation, and can be much better managed nowadays than before, thanks to digital education. So you can build special MOOCs that would inform risk managers on certain subjects that they will have to deal with in the future, etc.
And do you think open questions to the three of you, do you think the balance is right within businesses at the moment of how they're educating the risk managers to actually get the ongoing education plus the technical expertise?
Let me say that people in our community must understand that this is an opportunity. It's not so they must understand that there is a point on their professional life where you have to think about your current level of education, skills and capabilities, and try to understand if these are still up to date with what the trend of governance in the company is developing.
Yeah, I think it's similar to risk management, but with internal audit, the best training for an internal auditor is to spend time in all the departments. A good induction scheme, so you spend, and indeed, what we want really is the aim is for anyone who wants to be a director or a chief executive of an organisation must have spent at least some time in their career internal audit, because internal audit covers everything. Is all about risk management, is all about culture, is all about governance. Just can I just go back to this importance of technical skills and business knowledge?
Yeah.
I absolutely agree. Equally important, if not more important, is your ability to influence and communicate. Certainly in internal audit, and I think in risk management, a large part of our work is reporting and persuading, making recommendations, persuading someone to change what they're doing. Influencing skills, the ability to persuade are absolutely fundamental if we're to be successful.
And Eric, just as a closing comment, sorry, I just wanted to kind of say, as a business educator, if you could make that one kind of plea out to the people seeing this of how they approach it and what they should be doing.
I mean, very quickly to complement what was said by my two colleagues, I think a cross-discipline knowledge will have to be increased, not only in risk management, but anywhere. I mean, we are still very much teaching through functional silos. And you realize that life, I mean, business life is everything but silos. So understanding each other, Melvin was mentioning the communication skills, being able to understand what the other ones are talking about, having a sort of common language is obviously very demanding education-wise, because you need to put something behind the words, and you need to be able to articulate a strategy, articulate, let's say, a financial trend, articulate, and correlate it with some marketing data. It's very, very complex. So the background has to be reinforced, but in my opinion, should be cross-functional.
Yeah, great. Well, gentlemen, thank you for coming and joining us, sparing time.
Thank you.
Thank you.